Okay, so it's 10 a.m. Central Time, and I appreciate everyone's time and want to get started on time. Thanks for joining. My name is Roxanne Martinez. I'm a business production underwriter with Blitz Insurance, and happy to be here to present some Blitz offerings to you today. Some of you may be new to Blitz, and others are current partners that want to learn more. And we appreciate all of you for joining us and taking time out of your busy day. I'm joined by my teammate, Chris, who's going to be here to support me along the way. Chris, if you want to say a quick hi.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate the opportunity to tell you more about our vacant commercial building program, and I'm here to answer any questions during the session. So feel free if you have questions while Roxanne's presenting, just feel free to put it in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer the questions as we go.
Great, thanks, Chris. So I'm going to get started giving a little overview of what Blitz is all about if you're not familiar already. Provide an overview of what product offerings we have, and then do a deeper dive into our vacant commercial building product offering, which is a newer offering to Blitz. And so far, it's been a great addition to our portfolio of products. And then as we end our discussion, if you're not already a partner, we'll give you some tips on how to partner up and start writing with Blitz today. And like Chris mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to enter them into the chat. He'll be monitoring that and may be able to get some of those answers out to you in the chat. However, if you want to wait until the end, hopefully there'll be a little time that we can have a little Q&A session if you would prefer to discuss over Q&A. All right. Well, what's Blitz all about? So Blitz is a commercial E&S carrier that is trying to make simpler, smarter, faster E&S transactions. We have a great portfolio of products to offer you. Anything from artisan contractors, commercial properties. We have retail and service offerings, cannabis operators and cannabis tenant offerings, some special event coverages, some auto-related service offerings. So Blitz has been around since 2021. We came into the marketplace with our cannabis-related offerings, and then last year, and we came out to the Main Street E&S market with some of these other offerings that you are seeing here today. We have a digital platform. It delivers quotes in minutes. You can bind a policy within 10 minutes. And it's very much digital, takes away all of the paper back and forth and so forth. It's truly a unique experience and something we find our partners absolutely appreciate in the day and age where some of the E&S transactions, let's face it, are taking days and sometimes weeks to get those quotes on your desktop and over to your insureds. And we realize the need for a quicker experience and a more streamlined experience. But there's one thing that differentiates Blitz as well, and that is our service. We have an amazing team of service folks that are there to answer your needs either by email or phone call. We also have a group of highly seasoned professionals at Blitz. They're here to answer your questions and support you along every step of the way. So more about why Blitz. So we've taken away the need for accord applications, supplemental applications. We offer an e-sign experience to get all of those binding documents signed and get the policy issued quickly. We have a dedicated sales and service team that are there to support every need. And we're binding quotes or submissions that are coming in the door an upwards of 70% bindable rate, which is amazing. And we're getting it delivered to you quickly. So the faster experience, the ease of doing business is what we're all about. If you're not already partnered with Blitz, it's an easy process to get started. We can send you a link to get the onboarding documents started, but along the way, we're going to support you, answer all of your questions, and just make it a super simple experience that you will absolutely appreciate. In the same day that you sign up, you can actually bind a policy that same day. You control the experience as the broker. We're not pushing you. You're in control, and we're here to support you. And you ask about, we're a newer startup company. What does your renewal process look like? Well, we've put a lot of thoughtful tech into our renewal process, and it's pretty streamlined. You will get a renewal offer delivered to you far out in advance of the effective date of the renewal policy, where you can touch base with your clients, make sure that the coverages and nothing has changed about the business exposure. And if it has, you have the ability to customize the quote and deliver it to your clients far in advance of the renewals. Chris, is there any questions that are coming up in chat that we would need to address?
None yet.
Okay. Yeah, everyone feel free to ask questions. Here to help in any way that we can, but I'm going to continue on and discuss some of our product offerings a little more in detail. So, like I said, we're reimagining specialty insurance. The process is simpler, it's smarter, it's faster. We have a lightning quick response rate with multiple offerings already. And as we go along, we're going to continue to build out new product offerings, looking to add on up to 4 or more per year. So about once a quarter, we're going to have another product offering available to you. So we're just getting started here, and we're happy with what we have to offer today, but the sky's the limit. So we're offering both general liability and property coverages. We can entertain up to $15 million in sales for our product offerings, with TIV of 5 million per location. So we can do multiple locations, just the 5 million threshold per location. And we are entertaining up to 3 million in payroll. Blitz is writing business in 47 states. The only states that we currently aren't in are Hawaii, Idaho, and Louisiana. Of course, our cannabis offerings are available in the states where cannabis products are legal, which is, the exception to the rule here of the states that we're excluding or we aren't writing coverage today. So as mentioned, it's an E&S offering, so all of our product offerings are non-admitted. We are writing on Sierra Specialty paper, which has an A-15 rating, which, as you all know, is a very good rating. So a very strong product. And I apologize, I just hit the forward button prematurely. So we are writing cannabis operators, we write retailers, dispensaries, distributors and transporters. We're writing commercial lesser's risk where there's a cannabis related tenant. So say you're the building owner and there's one of the tenants is a dispensary, we can entertain that in our cannabis product offerings. We also have a commercial lesser's risk product offering. with a variety of tenants that are eligible, offices, retail, etc. Your typical strip mall is genuinely where we're hitting on those commercial lesser's risk submissions, but it could be a single tenant that in a building, and it would be something we can entertain. We also have a builder's risk product offering, which sometimes complements this vacant building offering that we're discussing today. If they're doing any renovations or remodels in a building, we would want to put it on a builder's risk versus the vacant building product offering. Our builder's risk, we can do ground up construction of both residential and commercial. We offer property coverage on an inland marine form. We can also provide the general liability coverage on our builder's risk. And then jumping into contractors, we have about 100 artisan contractor classes that are available. We can write anything from, your carpentry contractor up to a general contractor that subs out 100% of work. And as you know, vacant commercial buildings, we're going to talk more about today. Retail and services, we have about 100 classes of retail and service offerings available today. Anything, tobacco stores, tattoo parlors, etc. We're entertaining that business and writing it on a daily basis. We can also entertain some special events, weddings, birthday parties, holiday gatherings, that sort of thing. And then our auto services, our target classes are in the auto parts stores, car washes, etc. But we can entertain multiple different kinds of auto services. And since today is focused more on vacant buildings, I'm not going to go into depth on all the other product offerings. However, if you want to learn more, you're welcome to reach out to me. My information is at the beginning of the webinar. It's Roxanne@blitzinsurance.com. I would be happy to provide more information. We also have more information on the Blitz website, which will give you some program flyers if you want to dig in a little more on your own. Any questions in the chat that we should address, Chris, before I move on to the vacant offering?
No, I think we're good. Just had a question about if we offer excess and umbrella, and which is a great question. At this moment, we don't, but it is something we are looking into for future product offerings. But a great question.
That's a fantastic question, and one that comes over quite a bit. So it's definitely on the radar for a new product offering that we are definitely working on for later this year. Okay, so our vacant building offering today is for commercial buildings. Again, offering a tech-enabled quoting process to get those vacant commercial buildings covered. We offer a general liability limit up to 1 million occurrence, 2 million aggregate, low minimum premium GL starting at $375. We provide medical payments coverage offering for $5,000 limit. Sometimes you see in the standard market a stripped down policy. Like we said before, as the broker, you can customize the coverage on our vacant building offering, and that's what will set us apart. We've got medical payments, I believe, in my past life would be something that would be excluded on a vacant building policy, but it's something that we're offering coverage on. So we're trying to fill that gap in coverage need since vacant buildings have become more and more prevalent, especially, vacant office exposures as after COVID and folks working from home. So trying to fill that gap. On the general liability side, we do exclude a few things, products completed operations, personal advertising injury, fire legal liability. But those are coverages that they shouldn't need, your insured shouldn't need for a vacant building exposure. Obviously, once it becomes occupied and they want to move it to either our commercial lesser's risk or a retail and services product, then those coverage offerings that would obviously be available again. So on the property side, like the other programs, we can entertain up to 5 million TIV per location. The property coverages do start at $375 as well. So very fair minimum premiums on our offering. You can customize. We do offer some ordinance or law coverages, tenants, improvements, and betterments. Some of the things that we don't offer coverage on are business personal property, business income. But again, that's reflecting the vacant exposure. Those coverage offerings would be available once it's occupied and it's moved to one of the other programs where it's a fit. And then to further provide some coverages that an insured may or may not need, we have some extension coverages available. Actually, we have a wide variety of extension coverages available. And these aren't all coverages that any one customer may need. They may need them and they may not need them. And that's why they are available. There's a variety of coverage limits that we offer. And as you can see, the minimum premiums are very low. So you're able to customize your quote in any way that you need. Backup sewage coverage, door damage, outdoor property, spoilage, tenant's glass, all things again that you may or may not need, but they're there in case you do. Again, to set us apart from the standard market offerings, which are often stripped down coverages. We did build our product offering to reflect an excess and surplus lines offering. So again, today it's a vacant commercial space offering. We're not entertaining residential today. Sneak peek, we will be looking into that for future potentially. So, more to come, but today it's just the vacant commercial space that we are looking to place. We do offer an extension of coverage to vacant land. If there is a vacant building, and it has adjoining vacant land, we can take a look at that for you. We can also look at a vacant parking lot that's attached to the structure. You won't see those as you're in quoting, but it'll be part of the question set in the application. So what is vacancy? How do we define it? We're looking for 100% vacant building in this product offering. The premises is remaining unoccupied unless, obviously for maintenance of the building, we can have folks go into the building to maintain. But in general, it would have to be 100% vacant for us to entertain it in the vacant building offering. If the property is under construction, no worries. We can look at it as a builder's risk need. I apologize. I keep clicking inadvertently and taking us off from what I was discussing. Give me just a minute. There we go. I'm sorry about that. And if it is a building that's partially vacant, we wouldn't be able to look at it in this program. However, we can look at if it is a lesser's risk building where it's partially tenant occupied and maybe you have a unit or a couple units that are empty, we could actually look at that in our commercial lesser's risk program. So this product offering is kind of fulfilling some of the needs that were outside of what we had to offer before. But in the lesser's risk, we do require that at least one tenant be occupying it. But other than that, there isn't a cap on the vacancy in the lesser's risk. But if it's 100%, then it would knock it over to this vacant building coverage. And as we mentioned before, there's some excluded exposures in this offering. They can be present on the property. However, there's specific exclusions within our contract for things such as swimming pools, hot tubs, spas, ponds, lakes, and so forth. What you will notice, as I mentioned previously, within our journey of our application, there are attestations that kind of outline a lot of these ineligible exposures that I'm discussing today. We try to be very transparent in our question set and our application to make sure that you and the insured are aware of what we are and not entertaining, or what's within appetite, what's eligible and ineligible. So you'll find that as you quote, those attestations kind of pop up as you travel through the application journey. And the great thing about our application is the questions will only respond to the exposures that you input. So it's very dynamic quoting experience, dynamic to the risk. And so that's why you won't see every ineligible thing in my presentation today. But as you quote, you'll see more come up that'll kind of guide you along the way. So who is an eligible insured for this vacant offering? So we can entertain a building owner that doesn't currently have tenants in the building. We can entertain a commercial condominium unit owner, or we can actually entertain a tenant that's leasing a space that will be vacant. What we're looking for as far as the vacancy period, when it comes new to Blitz, we do require that it be vacant for less than a year, but we can rewrite a policy up to 3 years. We don't extend the policies. We actually would require a rewrite of the policy each year up to 3. But that we do provide that extended offering. But if the building's only going to be unoccupied for a short amount of time, we're here for that coverage too. We can entertain a policy period as low as a 3-month term. The 3-month term is 100% fully earned premium. Then we have a 6 or 8-month offering, which is at a 50% minimum earned premium. And we also have a 10-month and a 12-month offering, which is a 25% minimum earned premium. So these are some of the ineligible things that you would see in our journey attestations as you travel through. This isn't all inclusive of those, but a quick overview of some of the, like in this case, like attractive nuisances that would be ineligible. Your skateboard ramps, trampolines, playground equipment, silos, grain storage. And then as far as property, explosive materials, radioactive materials, all those things that you would anticipate would be ineligible in a vacant building. What we're truly looking for is a building that's genuinely in good repair. They're just, between tenants, or they've closed their business and they're on the market to sell the building, or, various things like that. Not looking for buildings that are in disrepair, have, damage, etc. More of that, just filling that need of in between having a business occupy the building. Some additional ineligible occupancies. I'm not going to go into detail on all of these. But again, you'll see those in the journey, in our attestations and in our question set. We are offering, like, we had the property extension coverages to fulfill all of the needs of your customers. We also have various endorsement forms and additional insured forms at no cost that may be added. We do offer a blanket additional insured coverage. This is a proprietary form to Blitz. However, it's very much like your ISO-based form. It's a blanket with that as required in written contract wording. We can also add scheduled additional insureds for your manager or lesser of premises, a mortgagee, a co-owner of the insured premises, or vendors. We also offer primary and non-contributory, and that's the ISO-based form, or a waiver of subrogation form. Again, all of these coverages are at no additional cost. So we're just trying to fulfill, the needs of your customers. So today we have over 25,000 partners to Blitz. And if you're not already a partner, we would love to have you as well. Our website is a great place to get started, blitzinsurance.com. As we mentioned before, we do have a dedicated phone line for what we call our broker success team, a great group of individuals that are fulfilling all of your service needs. They take your calls with appetite questions, billing questions, need for endorsements. We do have online ability to endorse policies, but if you have a question, the team that we have, the broker success team, are readily available and happy to help in any way that we can. So at Blitz, your success is our success. We're here for you and hope that you become a partner if you're not already a partner today. If you would like to get started with Blitz, you're welcome to. There is a thing on our website. I can kind of show you. Also, just pull up blitzinsurance.com and click on Become a Partner. And there is a demo out there, and also just a little free-form box to fill in what your needs are, and we would be able to schedule a visit with you to help you learn more. Also on our website, you can click on any of these boxes to learn more about our product offerings. And I hit, let's see, there we go. Sorry about that. So if you aren't a partner already, you can actually be up and running today, quoting business. The onboarding process, like I mentioned, is super quick and easy. We have great support to help you get started and get working with us, get onboarded. You can schedule a platform walkthrough with our business production team. I'd be happy to help. And there's several individuals on my team that are also here to support you in any way that we can. And that being said, I really appreciate your time today. Are there any questions that I can help with, Chris and chat?
Yeah, I got a couple good questions asking about renovations. Of course, we can absolutely look at this would actually fall into our builder's risk program, but we can look at existing structure coverage on an ACV basis, property at job site of the renovation on a replacement cost. So we absolutely have an option for those. Those would not technically fall under our vacant program, but we do have an option for a home for those if you are interested.
Great question. Yeah. Anything else? Feel free to send us any questions that you have. Again, you're welcome to reach out to me too. Here's my email address. It's roxanne@blitzinsurance.com. Be happy to take any of your questions. But again, thank you all today for your time. And I know that everyone's busy. It's much appreciated that you take time out either to learn more about Blitz as an existing partner or to learn about Blitz in general as a potential new partner. We appreciate you so much and hope you all have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you so much for your time.